Yep.
I don't hear anything. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna put my earbuds in. I might lose you guys for a second.
Oh, I was just about to do that.
Oh.
Yeah, keep it.
Okay. I'll get the counter. You get the guest.
All right. Good evening, folks, and good evening, Big Red Ogre, and welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for having me up here, Ashcan and Chad. I appreciate it. It is an honor to actually be invited up here by you guys. Now, I got a silly question for you. What's the name of this channel for my other phone? Is it under the Shame Canadian? Because it's not. I'm not getting it, so I can see the chat.
No, it's actually on it's actually on my channel, the Chad.
Oh, the Chad it's called. I don't think I have that on my other phone. That's what I'm saying. I got two phones, so let's see if I could find it. That way I can. Uh-oh.
Okay.
I'm not finding it. There's a lot of Chads out here, dude.
We're actually sharing. We might actually be sharing. We were trying to share it on both, but I guess it didn't work for us, Ash. Technical glitches. Gotta love them. Anyway,
it is what it is. All right, forget about that. You guys continue to do the introductions. Like I said, hi to everyone who's out there right now and coming in. I'll work on finding it on my other phone as I go sit outside and smoke a joint and talk with you guys.
Yeah, so it's
alrighty,
not showing up on my channel, so it is on the chat though. Let's see if I can pull it up.
Yeah. So we'll get a
I'll
link
come up
dropped
on
in.
Let's go.
We can't get a link dropped in there, but anyway, that's right. It's on the one channel. Anyway, all right. So, like we said, our guest this week is Big Red Ogre. He stepped away just for a moment, everybody. I am the Chad, and beside me on the other side here is Ashcan. As you know, we are the Sidekickz. Here we and so just to give a recap to anybody that's out there or that's going to be tuning in or watching later. Well, watching later you can't, but if you're out there and you want to ask Big Red Ogre a question, our rules are for panel. If you want to come up, you're more than welcome. We will drop a link here shortly in the chat. You're more than welcome to come up, ask him a couple questions, let him answer you, and then please be kind and drop down. Or if you don't want to come up, you can always put a question in the chat. So we are watching it. So, oh, we got a couple people here already. Let's see. We got What's Truth is in the house. Charlie Gibb. I can't see that.
Gobbledon.
Gobbledon. Yes, he's just a new subscriber to me today, Ash.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he subscribed to me from Crafty Cat's channel when we were over there earlier.
Right. Oh.
So welcome.
Hello, everybody, to both. Welcome.
Where did you? I'm trying.
Sorry.
Oh, thanks, man.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Because I'm on my balcony and it's like the highway and there's noise. I'll just cut it in.
Sorry, what was that, Ogre?
So Ogre, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Like I said, I'm sitting on my balcony. I'm beside the highway, so there might be a little bit of noise. If it's too much, let me know. I'll adjust my phone and where I can give you guys the best sound.
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you. So Ogre, why don't we start with and you tell us a little bit about yourself and what exactly you class yourself as? An activist or an auditor? Or a cop
All
watcher?
right. Well, can you guys all hear me okay?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'm a 45-year-old single dad. My daughter is 7 years old. She is a miracle baby, if you believe in that type of stuff and all that. I'm not a religious person, but I do believe it's a miracle she's around. She was born without an esophagus. She spent the first 6 months of her life at Sidekickz. She was born at 3 a.m. By 6 a.m., she was transferred from the hospital she was born at to Sidekickz Hospital. By 9:30, she was having 20-hour surgery. They had to cut out part of her intestines and build an esophagus for her. Then they had to put a hole in her stomach and basically uh, drill a hole through it and put a G tube in it. And she didn't eat anything by mouth until she was 4 years old. That's a little rundown there. I've worked my ass off on many jobs all my life. My last job that I had, where I spent 14 years at Costco, I lost that job a week before the whole COVID lockdown and all that because of a couple Karens. It is the shit that happens. It's the society we live in. That whole feelings take over fucking common sense and shit like that. So because of that, I lost the job. No big deal. Doesn't Yeah, it was good money and shit. It was fucking up my head. It wasn't the greatest place for me to be. But I've been around the block. You guys have probably heard different stories. Like I said, 14 years. My last real job, 14 years at Costco. Before that, I worked at different security companies. I worked at the Bay, at Young and Grove for 4 years. I've done multiple jobs, factory jobs, slaughterhouse jobs. I joined the Canadian Armed Forces Reserve when I was 17. I stayed in for 4 years. I went away and trained every summer. The first 2 summers, I volunteered to go to Bosnia or Somalia at first when I was 19. Our troops were all pulled out of there due to some political bullshit, and I volunteered, transferred my volunteer to go to Bosnia. I was on the tarmac being ready to be deployed there when another big political crap came through, and that changed. It never went, and I spent another couple of years in, basically 4 years in, and then I got my honorable discharge when I couldn't get what I wanted. I was trying to become a weapons tech or a vehicle tech. But when I got it, I wanted to be a lifelong military guy. So when I couldn't get what I wanted, and there was a lot of politics involved in the 90s there when I was in, I just got my discharge and left, and I've been working my ass, doing different jobs, grunt work, basic style, all my life. I built race cars for a while with friends. I did mechanic work. I built houses. I've done it all. I just that's a quick rundown. So that's the first part of that. Now to the question about do I consider myself an activist, an auditor. I consider myself. I've been thinking about that since last time I was on the panel because Canada Rights Media said, listen, we gotta call ourselves something. We gotta be classified as some sort of label and this and that. Labeling, whatever, people have different ideas. I don't know how to say if I'm an auditor or an activist. What I am is I'm a fighter for the people. Not just my daughter. I get that my videos maybe about the school buses, chocolate and shit, but that's just on one level. Um, I'm about holding everyone accountable. If I fuck up, I want to be called out and held accountable for it. Somebody in my family, everybody. It's about making the future better for not just my daughter, but everybody. kids and family and everything. We're losing our rights left, right, and center everywhere. Government's screwing everybody. Like, I'm a good example of that. Like, all my government funding's been cut. They're making me jump through hoops just to get disability. So, it's shit like that. Everyone's struggling hard, and I want to say I'm not an auditor. I will audit cops and go into police stations and do all that, but it's more of a fight for the people. I'm more of I don't know. I would know how to classify it. If you guys want to say it's activism, I would go with that. If you guys want to say it's auditing, I can go with that. But to me, it's more of I'm a fighter, and that's it. I'm a survivor and a survivalist and a fighter, and I'll do what it takes to keep that survival and that fight going to make sure that there's a future for everybody. And I guess that's just it in a nutshell. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but I am an ogre and I am smoking weed and I am rambling. So I'm going to stop for a second so you guys all can digest that.
Well, I can see why you don't want to kind of label yourself, because you sort of, I guess you would call yourself a freedom fighter, if anything, because it's not just one particular thing. You just want to be free, just like the rest of us, and you want your one freedom for your kids. You know, I hate this world that my granddaughter's growing up in right now. Like, she'll be 16 years old next year, and it's like, man, I never thought it would be this bad. You know, I thought it was turning, but I guess I was wrong. You start seeing good things happening around the world, you know, and then all of a sudden, bang, you get kicked in the fucking nuts and the teeth both at the same time. So
I just adjusted your audio in the middle. You'd be talking there, Ogre, so you should be all right now.
Well, I think, like I said before, I don't know, I might have said it on this panel and the ones I want. Because of where I am beside the highway, and I got a wall behind me, I'll show you guys. I got a wall behind me, there's the highway, and there's the wall. Oh, my camera's crossing. Okay. There's the wall. So the sound kind of bounces off the highway and reverberates. And if I have my hoodie on, and because I'm using earbuds, it might hollow around and echo around. So I'm trying to see what I can do to uncovering the earbuds and keeping the flow of air, the sound going clearly so people out there can hear it. And to some of the people out there, I do apologize. I may not know who you are, like what's truth and stuff. I know you guys are big in the community. I have been staying away from panels and this and that of late. I had got a sour taste. I had something happen and it just hurt me deeply because I take my loyalty seriously when it comes to everybody. I do give my loyalty out pretty freely, and I will stand behind anybody and everybody that is willing to, give me the same type of respect in return. And I've taken bullets for people. I've been stabbed for people, and that's not just a figure of speech. I've literally taken bullets and been stabbed for people, and I got really hurt by something that happened. So I stayed away, and I know there's a lot of good people out there that I haven't been in contact with, and that makes me feel bad because there's a bunch of people out there I was in contact with, but I haven't been in a long time that I miss talking to and having their support, and vice versa. So if you guys are out there listening and stuff, please come in, say hi, and to all the people I don't know, you know, feel free, like Chad said, put a question in the chat or come up. I'm an open book, man. I'll say anything to anybody. I don't give a shit. I got really nothing to hide.
No, with that, no. Shit, what was I going to ask you there? So you're basically concentrating on these type of issues there. How long have you been in Toronto for?
Well, see, wow, 45. I think I moved here when I was 22. I got out of the military when I was 21. So 23, so 45, 20 something years now.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and at one point in time for a good, I'd say about 4 months, I would you consider to be homeless, but I wasn't on the streets. Luckily, I knew enough people where I could stay on couches here, party. I mean, it was not really staying; it was being able to go from one party house to another party house and be able to just,
Couch
you know,
surfing.
yeah, it just survived. Like I said, I survived. But I've been, like I said, I've been around a lot, and it's that's what it is. You know, I 20 some years now. I didn't realize until you asked that question. It's been a while. Yeah, 22 years, I guess. 17 of those was with my ex. Like we were together for 8 years, or yeah, almost 8 years before we were married. We were married for 10, so we were together for 17 years of that. So, and like I said, I got a 7-year-old daughter. So the last 7 years, that's been a hard struggle because of her being born with her condition. It's been rough, especially on. I do have mental issues. Again, I'm an open book. I have no problem saying I suffer from bipolar. I got really bad anxiety with certain things, especially when it comes to dealing with government. I have trouble getting on the phone, calling the government, trying to get my imperial work and my ODFE. All that stuff really sets me off to the point where I have trouble functioning some days. Um, that's really crazy. I got PTSD, not from the military, luckily. It's from being shot and some of the things I've been through. I was shot in a home invasion, and I've been attacked since I've been in the city. I was shot in a home invasion. I've been attacked at knife point a couple of times, and this and that. So it's kind of added up. But I do have mental stress issues and anxiety issues. So shit like that gets to be a little tough. I do apologize to everybody out there. I rambled. I'll start off on one point, and I could end up in. We could start talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I could end up talking about the stars around Saturn. So, I do apologize about just being off the wall rambling.
No worries. We tend to get off topic a little bit ourselves sometimes.
So, I actually wanted to do.
You had mentioned that you did security at one point in time. There was that correct, Ogre?
Yeah, I've done many different security companies. I did 3 here in Toronto, and I did 2 companies when I was living in Barrie. I've been living in Toronto for 23 years, like you guys asked. But I spent most of my life in the Barrie area, which is just north of Toronto for anyone who doesn't know. I grew up most of my life in the Barrie area. I know that area very well. Had a car since I was 16, driving around. It's the only way to get around up and not that way. So yeah, I can't remember the question. Anyways, again,
you said I was asked. You said I had asked. You said you did security before.
oh yeah, that's right. And I worked for a couple companies up in Barrie doing security in between work and factories and this and that. Like I said, I've done everything. I've done window washing, security work. I've done, man. If I'll try it, I'll give it a shot. If I like it, I'll stick at it for a while. If I don't like it, yeah, whatever. I'll leave. I don't care. I've tried it all. I've given up jobs making $30 an hour because I just didn't like it. Like one job was causing me medical issues. It actually, because of that job, I've got permanent migraine issues. They're not as bad anymore, but a factory I worked at making rims. I worked for a company called Alloy Wheels. We use liquid graphite and liquid porcelain sprays and this and that. But even with masks that weren't considered mandatory or enforced, which I had no idea, it's hard, and the chemicals caused me to get migraines. And I quit the job. It was $33 an hour. And I worked 4 days on, 4 days off. It was awesome. The money was awesome. But dude, after 6 months, I'd work 4 days on. I'd spend 4 days in bed with a migraine, drooling, not being able to
Okay. So,
do anything.
Ash, what do you got? Oh, okay. So I guess Ash has got a video of yours queued up here, I do believe.
Okay, everybody out there, I apologize about the language, and I do apologize about calling the lady a bitch and not giving it to the guy. But the guy actually, if you watch closely, he's like, dude, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. When people apologize and they look remorseful, I usually don't lay into them. I'll give them a lecture. I'll calm down and say, hey, you need to pay attention, blah, blah, blah. But the lady, it's not the first time I've caught her. And she runs the stop sign at the end of the street on a regular, and she works for the Toronto District School Board, which was pointed out by a very, very. I've got a subscriber that watches all my videos. Thank you, Bill Cooley or Clooney. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. He's right there. I appreciate everything. He watches all my videos and makes some good comments. He's the one that noticed she works for the Toronto District School Board, and she was trying to pass the school bus. So
I don't think that's a video that I have here. That's your latest one, right?
Yeah, okay, just in case, because I've got a couple
that'll
school
be
bus
the
ones.
next one I play. I found this short one here, the one that you did just before that. It's only 1 minute and 35 seconds long. Just a quick one where I guess you catch somebody. The headline is "I'll make you famous." Come on, man, use your head.
Yeah, I said, come on, man. It's just the guy said to me, he looked at me, he was like, come on, man. Like, and I was like, no, that doesn't fly with me. Like, to everybody else, I lose my patience really quick when it comes to people in cars not paying attention to driving. I've been hit twice at the corner down the street from my place with people blowing through the stop sign. When it comes to kids, especially on school buses, in our neighborhood, we have two kids that actually have to cross the road to get on the school bus, and when they're off the school bus, they have to cross the road to get home. So now it's even more critical in my neighborhood that these people stop, because you're not going to see these two little kids coming across the street. So and I lose my shit really quick. I've been working on trying to keep calm and talk calm in some of my videos. I'm a little cooler with people. I've been asked to by people in the neighborhood, some of the parents. They told me they understand and respect what I do, but can I keep it down and maybe try and change my approach? And I'm working on it. I am a redhead, in case anybody wants to know. I am fucking like I'm not your common relaxed, chill, cool redhead. I go from 0 to 100 in 0.5 seconds. I don't care, especially if I'm already wound up, and I go off, and I don't mind. And if I go off and I feel like afterwards I'm wrong, and like I'm doing now, I'm apologizing. Yeah, I shouldn't have called the lady a bitch, but that was my emotions, and that's the word that came out. It was better than the other word that originally came into my head. That's why it turned a bitch, because the other word was the see you next Tuesday word, and I try not to use that one as much as possible.
Okay. So I'll play this one here. Like I said, it's just a quick one, and show people what you're kind of up against. And I think it sort of cues up for your latest video anyways, which I was going to play right after this one. So here's this one. Let's see what.
November 26th, about 3:45. 3:45.
Oh, come on.
3:50-ish in the half-ish. Flashy lights. I was a little further up than I usually.
Is it working? Oh, yeah.
fucking. I'm gonna make you miss. So, pulled out.
I
Side.
don't know if you can tell, but it's jumping. Sorry, Ashton. I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm watching it on my other phone. It's jumping. It's not going through screen.
Yeah, it is jumping.
I'll make you famous, buddy. Smile. That's a school bus with the lights. You shouldn't even pull out of the driveway. No, come on. Those are kids on that school bus, dude. You're not paying attention. You shouldn't even pull.
Okay. What the hell?
Yeah, somebody's got their YouTube playing in the background. I think it's you, Ash.
That's me.
Is your YouTube going in the background?
I'm trying to stop everything.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to stop it. Okay, there we go. All done. Well, that didn't work out well.
All right.
I don't know why that doesn't work out.
I don't know.
You know what's funny is that everybody that plays any of my videos, we have this issue. And then they mess around and they'll play, but a couple of those people that play my videos, the same things happen, and then it works eventually. But no big deal. Once we figure it out, we figure it out. Again,
it's something to do with.
Question. Plus, if you talk your way through it as you're doing it, I might actually learn something about how to fucking deal with this shit. Because I do need, when I do, like I was talking about earlier before we went live, when I do start going live, and I'm hopefully within the next week or two, I know I hate the cold and shit, and it's really cold, but I'm gonna try. Start going live. I'm hoping to have somebody, like I was just saying, when I do the panel, sitting on my shoulder, because I'm a technical idiot, and I'm going to be dropping that thing left, right, and center, guaranteed. So I'm going to need somebody in my corner. Yes, Charlie. I live in Toronto, Canada. Ashton is in New Brunswick. I think St. John, New Brunswick.
Yeah.
And I honestly, Chad, you've told me 4 or 5 times, but I'm an idiot and I can never remember where you're from.
I'm actually from Nova Scotia, Nova Scotia myself. So we got three provinces in Canada represented here.
That's crazy. You got 2 of the maritime provinces represented. If NL shows up, that would be the majority of them. We just need who's in PEI? I can't think of who's from PEI. There's another guy that comes up on the panel.
The only person I can think of that is
What?
That's from PEI would be Jason, but
yeah,
I think he's over on PDFs right now. He's been there for quite some time, but
yeah.
Jason Gaudette's from from PEI.
That's what I was doing. It's just great. Oh, we got a good I'm watching it on my phone. It's doing what you call it? It was buffering for a second. But it's all good. No, that's pretty cool. We had a good Easter. And my whole family's from Newfoundland, to be honest with you. I'm the only one born in Ontario. All my cousins, all my uncles, everyone's all Newfoundland. My dad moved to Ontario, and that's where I was born. But he was the only one from the family that moved out here until really late. And then some people are out in, like I got some family in Alberta, northern Alberta, that work on the pipeline.
See Charlie there? Oh, it's only 66 degrees here. I'm looking at the temperature right now. It's like works out to be about 25 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So where you are, it's fucking warm, man. It's -3 Celsius here.
What's 66 degrees? That's about what?
It's about
25, 30 Canadian?
no, it's
No,
about 18.
18. That's not.
Yeah.
That's comfortable. That's doable.
Comfortable.
Yeah, it's 18
So,
degrees.
dude, if you can, like I said, if you were to Google right now what it is in Toronto at the corner of fucking Bayview and the 401, and I got snow coming down sideways every 5 minutes. The wind picks up and the snow, it's like that fine, sleety snow. It's coming down sideways. So
What, right
depending on where,
now?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Well,
Charlie,
show us. Take us
Oh,
out and show us.
yeah, well, I'm all wrapped up in a big Toronto Maple Leaf blanket trying to stay warm. Hold on. I
Right
can do
on.
that. Let me
Wow,
fix the camera.
We won't hold.
So anyway,
we're one half of us a true Maple Leaf fan here. We won't. And we,
Hey there.
I bleed
and the
I
other,
bleed I bleed blue and white. I'm a true Maple Leaf fan. I was telling Ashcan yesterday, I've given up on sports altogether. Unless I'm watching a live fight in front of me, I got no interest in sports. I've had some bad shit happen that I've come across and discovered that really turned me off. It's sad. Because I played hockey all my life, man. I played hockey. My uncle played for the Leafs. Ashcan and I talked about that and shit. But hold on. That is off my balcony. And if you guys look, I got some videos of the sunrise coming up where I just put my camera out and I just record the sunrise coming up to say good morning and hello to everybody. But it's every couple minutes the snow comes down sideways. But it's to everybody out there that's Canadian, you know this and you've lived through it. Charlie, depending on where you live in California, you might not know what snow is or seen it. But sometimes, depending on the time of the year and how cold and not so cold it is, it comes down and this sleety, very fine, snowy rain. It's like half rain, half snow. And it's very wet and cold and damp. And usually, when the wind blows hard, it comes sideways at you and it cuts you like a knife. It hits you in the face and on the hands, and you have to walk outside in it. It's very dirty. It's the worst part of the way our weather changes. I think I could deal at least with super extreme colds. I don't like it. I can deal with it. If it's snowing out, usually if it's big fat snowflakes, it's not cold. It's between a certain temperature to get those types of snowflakes. But when it's this nasty, blowing, wet, rainy, dirty, fucking nasty shit, it's horrible. So if you've never experienced it, be happy. Be happy in life, Charlie, because it sucks. And I've had to work in it, and I've had to walk in it, and I've had to fucking march in it, and it's the worst. You go home, and you can have 3 days at home in a hot tub and sauna, and still not get the cold out of your bones. But anyways, that's me rambling again.
oh no, I agree. I agree. You haven't experienced cold. You haven't experienced cold until you experience below minus 30.
All right, Charlie, I just saw your comment. So, okay, so you know what snow is and you've seen it, but I get you. I don't know if you've ever had to, I don't know, being 30 minutes from the mountains, how well you experience 4 seasons, 3 seasons, 2 seasons, whatever it is, different areas go through. But yeah, man, if you've ever had to deal with this stuff, it's brutal, especially if you have to drive, especially for people that aren't used to driving in it. Oh my God. Oh, it seems like every year, and all Canadians can attest to this. And I feel bad for Ashcan and the Chad because they're living on the fucking ocean, man, and they're right beside where that cold Atlantic fucking water and air comes in, and that can be really bad sometimes. At least I'm kind of inland, mainland. I got maybe the horseshoe effect or the Georgian Bay effect for anybody who might not know, but. And being in Toronto, I don't get it too bad. It's just you guys
One
get it
second,
nasty.
I'm just switching to voice Here,
Okay.
you'll see me under CAP Mickey. I'm going outside, so I'm going to mute this one.
Oh, that's cool, Charlie.
Okay.
That's really cool.
And
I'm
I'll
just
show
gonna
you
babble
outside
on
my
to
house.
I'm gonna babble on to Charlie for a second, if you guys don't mind. I watch a couple survival video YouTube channels. Can't think of them off the top of my head right now. There's one guy, I think he's from and he's either Russian or he's somewhere in Eastern Europe, one of those countries. He might be Serbian, but he does it all silent, and it's so cool. It's so peaceful to watch. And he goes through his thing. He'll build a shelter, or he goes out and camps. But I've done when I was in the military training and stuff. I've done lake camping and snow camping and training and stuff. And yeah, dude, I've camped in a little lean-to that I've dug in a little snow. I built myself like a little snow bunker, and it's been minus 40 without a wind chill, and then the wind chill kick in. So kudos to you, man. Sleeping in snow camping, that's a tough one to do. And I hate the cold. I really do.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
only do it now if I absolutely had to. If it was like for survival, the fucking society collapsed and we had to get out of fucking Toronto and survive in the bush, I would do it. I know how to do it and I would do it. But now I got a bed and a place to stay at, I'm not going to do it. I'll go summer camping and that's about it.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. So.
Yeah, we can still hear you, Ash. AKA Cap Mickey. So yeah, quick question actually, Ogre. While Mickey's going inside here.
Okay.
So you, as you stated earlier, you've been military and secure, and then been in the military and been in security. Did you ever have anybody trying to film an installation or place you were guarding?
No, because honestly, my security days were, like I said, I worked at Costco for 14 years, so my security time was at least 15 plus years ago and longer. There wasn't a whole lot of people running around with their cell phones and cameras and this and that. And truthfully, I worked in downtown Toronto at Yonge and Bloor. If I saw someone with a camera, I just figured tourist. Think about it, man. Toronto is classified a tourist city. We have the CN Tower. We have certain areas. There isn't a whole lot of shit in Toronto to classify as a tourist city. You know what I mean? But you see someone, I always, saw someone with a camera. I was like, whatever. I would get upset, like up in Barrie, or I'll give you an instance. I used to do some, it was a dual job. They were rerunning gas pipelines, and at the same time, Bell was running the fiber lines back in the day, getting it all prepared and all that stuff. So I used to do security in this stretch of wooded area along, it'd be like underneath the hydro cables that go through fields. You know what I'm talking about? So it was not in the city. It was off to off in.
What do you think of that view?
Off the beaten path type thing. So I would have people that at night, because I did my shift from 8 at night to 8 in the morning. I get a little bonfire set up, get my car, go up there, play some tunes, and I would literally just sit there and smoke and read and chill. My buddies would give me a call, come bring pizza, and we'd chill. But the only time I got upset, if anybody is, they would ride their dirt bikes up and down beside the gas pipeline. And there was gas running through it. And I'd be like, guys, come on, man. Like, I don't care what you do. I'm like, you guys got 40 feet of track on this side. Stay away from the pipe. That's all I'm asking. I'm not going to give you a hard time. I don't give a shit. You know, if you blow something up, I'm going to lose my job, if not my life. So, just I never really harassed
Hey,
people.
Chad, can you put me on full screen for a minute?
Yep.
Okay. Ogre, right down there, where that car is going. Well, just at the end there, there's a street there. That's the Atlantic Ocean. Just figured I'd show you how close I live to it. And it's fucking cold outside right now. What's that?
And run in. Strip naked and run in there.
Yeah, my name's Harry Hunt, not stupid cunt. Shit, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, don't worry, Charlie. I would never hold that against you. I'm going to live and feel warmness through you.
I have this thing. You guys tell me. This showed up here 2 days ago. Nobody knows in the house who it belongs to. It's brand fucking new. Like the knobs are still on the tires, for Christ's sake. Disc brakes, everything. Don't know who it belongs to.
So you and I talked about this yesterday.
I don't know what to do with this.
I think you claim it. Dude, honest to God, take a fucking, go inside, grab a knife, come out and scratch your name into it right now. This belongs to Ashcan. And then get a lock, dude, because I know you can't,
I can take it.
Ride. That's right. So why don't you take it, take a picture of it, you know, put it up for sale, see if you can make a couple bucks off of it.
If I walk to the end of this street and turn left, Port City Pawn Shop's right there. I could probably get a camera for that. Just saying.
Well, there you go. That's what I would do. You said it's been there for 2 days or 2+ days. It's unclaimed. Yeah. It's in the same spot.
Yeah.
Dude, it's yours. What do they say? You know what I mean? It's
the landlord. Like nobody in the house knows who it belongs to. So I'm thinking about if it's out here at 2 o'clock in the morning still, and I talked to the last guy. If he doesn't know, I'm bringing it inside and I'm putting it up by my door and fucking leaving it there. I can bring it in the house, right?
The problem with that, Charlie, sorry, actually, the problem with calling the police and reporting it, they're just going to come back and say, oh, yeah, it's, we got to report that it's missing. And they'll just fucking take it anyway, just because.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And,
whereas
you don't get to keep it.
Ashcan could at least
6 months later, it'll be in their...
It'll be in their police auction next summer.
Be in the bicycle auction.
Either that or they'll try and charge Ashcan with theft and say it was a bait bike and it belonged to them all along and he's under arrest for fucking theft.
Well, you guys are here. Like, this is proof right now. Like, I'm showing it. It's been sitting here for 2 days. Like, look at it. Like, the knobs are still on the fucking tires. Like, it's brand fucking new. Just sitting here.
I do agree with that. What's truth, it probably is, but you know what I mean? Sometimes when opportunity knocks, I'm not a grimy person by all means, but I've had to survive, like I said, if you've been listening. And sometimes an opportunity like that, it happened to me living in St. Thomas, Ontario. Almost the same type of scenario. In the hallway of the apartment building I lived in, for a day and a half, sat a bike. Just sat there. I knocked on every door. Nobody owned it. So I claimed it and I drove it around and rode it around until I got around St. Thomas and I lived there for 6 months. When I left, I couldn't take it with me. I gave it to this guy I made a friend with. I said, here, take it. Gave it to him.
I can't drive them myself, but anymore because I pass out. It's not good. So I don't drive them anymore, but hell, fuck, it's like I said, it's brand new. I should be able to get a fucking half-decent camera for it on a trade, you know.
What I would do is I would check out the brand and Google like Canadian Tire or Walmart and see if they sell it and how much it's worth.
Well, it's a Canadian Tire brand, CCM.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. I couldn't tell, but
yeah.
But I was thinking because you can't really, you're not allowed to drive anything like a bike, anything motorized, this and that. We should find a way to get a GoFundMe page to get you one of those mini ponies and a little carriage because the pony can pretty much, after it's trained, drive you around on its own. Even if you pass out, have a seizure, it can get you home anyway.
Well, I was thinking about getting one of those scooters, like an electric bike, a 3-wheel bike, and just change the seat on it so that I have a seat with the seat belt.
Yeah, that might work. But still, if you pass out on one of the electric ones, you'd have to have it somehow set up that if you do pass out or your hand moves too far from the throttle or whatever, the key is somehow disengages because you wouldn't want to fall forward and fucking slam the throttle on and shoot yourself onto the fucking highway or into the middle of traffic by mistake.
No, I just reversed the brake on it, that's all, so that I have to hold the brake in, and if I let the brake go, then it automatically comes on.
Yep, that works.
That's all. It's not hard to do.
So what's truth? You're from Chilliwack? Or that's just a stat you know about Chilliwack?
What's that?
And I didn't know that.
That's where he
Chilliwack
lives.
is one of the worst cities in Canada for theft and break and enter. Your stuff goes missing,
yes.
you got Chilliwack. I've never heard of that before, and I'm Canadian.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Per
think I've
capita,
even
it's
gone
bad.
through or been around there at least once in my life.
Not allowed to smoke.
So
this
sorry,
so.
we're off topic again. I just remember we were talking about security stuff, and have I ever saw anyone taking pictures? Like I said,
Yeah.
if I
So,
did,
yeah.
it never registered in my
Yeah, but
mind
you
as
basically
anything.
said
Now I will tell you something though, and this goes on the idea of how TV, the shows we watch, this and that, tends to brainwash society and this and that. Told you guys, I mentioned that I was on a drug called Seroquel, and I was on a high dose of it for 10 years. But even before that, watching TV, I got hooked on TV shows and this and that. But I got lost. I've always been one of these people that were question the government, question police, stand up for your rights, this and that. Especially after my military, and I understood when I saw some things and this and that, I understood a lot more. And then life happens and this and that, and I met my ex, and I tried to live that white picket fence living, do what society says, don't make waves, all that just to keep her happy. Her family's very like that, just if their neighbor builds a fence, they build a fence. If their neighbor gets it, it's just that they're that way of thinking, that brainwashing way of thinking. So when I first moved to Toronto, it was after, and I'm not using it as an excuse, but it is a turning point in the history of the world and how things are looked at. But it was after 9/11, and I used to see people on the trains, on the subway station, with their cameras and video cameras recording the front of the train and up and down on the tracks and how things work. And no word of a lie. That used to get my anxiety up and me on edge of it. I'd be like, yo, man, what the fuck? Because TV and ads and everything you see kind of puts that message, whether right in your face in a movie or subliminally through some kind of message. It had us all in that state of see something, say something, or see something. It's always got to be bad.
Tell how steep.
If you see someone with a camera, they're not just taking pictures. They're just planning a bomb. They're planning an attack. And it's sad that we as a society have gotten to that level. And I'm glad that I'm back out of that state. But I will admit, I was in that bubble of delusion, not delusion, but just fog for a while. And I did think like that. I would see things. I would never walk up to someone and be like, yo, man, don't you be recording me. Like, I have said that to people, but those are people that, and, I was confronting for doing stupid things. Some guy almost pushed my wife and daughter on an escalator one day. He went running by and bumped into them, and they almost fell. And I happened to be at the bottom, and as he came running down, I fucking grabbed him. And I confronted him. I'm like, dude, you better be fucking careful. That's my wife and kids. And he's like, fuck them. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to knock your fucking teeth out. And I went all nuts. So he pulled his camera and he started fucking recording my wife and daughter. I'm like, dude, where do you get off doing that? And I knew he had the right, like, if you're in public, whatever. But the fact that he did it to antagonize me almost got him fucking beat down. And the crazy thing is, there was like, there were 4 or 5,
See, guys?
I wouldn't call them
I can
home. I
put the
guess they were
bike
homeless
right there.
people that hang out in the subway. People that I've walked by on a regular basis because it was a subway
Yeah.
station I use on a regular. I've given them change. I've given them free. I save my McDonald's free coffee cards and I give them out to these people and stuff like that and all that shit. So I would give them change here and there. And they knew me. They had a dog, and I'm an animal person, so I'd stop and pet their animal every so often. And they happen to be down on the platform, and I'm losing my shit on this guy. And he's like, fuck you, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And the guy came over, and he's like, what happened? I'm like, this dude come running down the escalator, almost knocked my wife and kid down. And I'm like, and now he's giving my face to the camera. He turned around, he looked at all his friends on the ground. They're like, kind of waves them, kind of gives them, they're like, hey, let's go. And they looked at the guy and they're like, dude, you better get the fuck out of here. And they literally chased him out of the station. And security came down. They're like, oh, what's going on? I told them what happened. They're like, where did he go? I'm like, oh, the guys that were over there, they're going to go take care of it for me. And he's like, all right, not a problem. The security guards for the Toronto Transit Police, whatever you want to call them, they're like, all right, man, not a problem. We got nothing to deal with. And they walked away. That was it. But, yeah, like, if someone wants to film me, I start dancing and acting a fool. I don't give a shit, man. Like in some of the videos that I've done, people record me and I'm like, I'll dance. I fucking give them the fucking Tyrant Hunter bam and fucking, I don't give a shit. Like, it's a camera. What are they gonna do? You know? It's one of the reasons why I want to try to get my channel going. I've got some ideas. I know this is getting beyond the point and stuff, but I've got some ideas and stuff. But you know, a camera's not going to hurt me. Like, you want to put a camera on me and record me, the only thing it's going to do is prove that I'm an idiot if I do something stupid. But that's it, man. And I am an idiot. I do stupid things. We all fucking do stupid things. And I get that. You know, it's just, there's a difference in stupidity. You know, you blow through a school bus stop sign and you run a kid over because you're on your fucking laptop. Like, Jesus Christ. You know? And that, you know, that's stupidity that can't be dealt with. That's, you know, if you're stupid because you fucking wrote a memo in pen instead of pencil and you can't erase it, you know, I get that there's levels of fucking mistakes and stupidity. So, and again, I'm rambling. Sorry, everyone.
And just a reminder, folks, don't forget to go over to
okay,
Big Red Ogre's channel and subscribe, man. Let's get him to, he's got to get to at least 500 so he can get his community page. When he came in here, he was at 321.
I don't even know how that works. So once I get there, I'll take some training on that because honestly, I've got goals for this. My other channel is the Angry Ginger one, but like I said, I'm worried about my Big Red Ogre right now. But they all have something to do with each other. Like I said earlier, it's about making the future better. It's not just, you know, it's not just about our rights. That's a big thing. We got to protect and preserve our rights as human beings, not just Canadians, Americans, fucking Britons, Australians. I don't give a shit if you live in a little village in tiny fucking bush and that's never been discovered and somewhere in the fucking forest of fucking Brazil or something. You know what I mean? You all have a right to fucking be free and be happy and do what you want without the bullshit we're going through. And, you know, if that's, you know, me catching child predators, I got to do that too. Like, that's, you know, it's all about making the future better. And I can only do so much. I beat my body up lifting and doing heavy lifting and doing all this stuff. Now I'm limited in what I can do for a job, so I'm going to focus everything I can on trying to make the future better for society. And it is what it is at that. I'm going to do what I can any way I can. Like you said, it's not really freedom fighting, man. It's just survival fighting. I want everybody to have a better life because we're going the wrong way.
Well, it's like what I'm doing down here right now. Every year I try to do something at Christmas time for the homeless. I can't really do much this year. I've been asking for if people could help. That's why I have my PayPal running across the bottom of that for my Christmas campaign. I plan on going out actually on Christmas Day and spending the day with the homeless here on the streets. Doesn't matter what the temperature or what the weather is. I'm going to be out there, and I would like to be able to bring them a meal. So I've been doing some pricing in that. I don't have much money, but it looks like it would probably cost me between $125 and $150 to do this, to feed the people here of the street. There's about around 10 or 12 that are literally sleeping out on the streets all the time. So, and those are the ones that I would really want to help the most. So,
see, that's a tough one. That's rough, man. I get that. I've been thinking. I don't know how many of my videos you guys have all watched and stuff. But some of my first couple videos when I first started back in the summer, pulling the camera out and watching. There's one that it's under welfare check. There's a lady in my neighborhood. She's got really bad mental issues, and she's a little bit autistic on the autistic spectrum. I guess like most 99% of everybody on the planet is somehow. And I just got Pepsi all over my fucking chin, and I'm sticky. Yeah. But she does have a room in in the apartment building behind me. She does have people that live with her there, but she doesn't like being there. She doesn't take her meds. Her point of view is different, so she likes to be out. She likes the nature. She likes being out. So she walks around a lot, and she's got, like I said, mental disabilities and issues. And you'll see her curl up into a ball on the sidewalk or on the grass and cover her head, and she'll just sit there like that. Sometimes for 30 seconds, sometimes for 10 minutes. And it's just her resetting her mind. She told me what it is. She just does it so because there's too much stimulation going on. Like maybe she just saw too much, like, or she was thinking too much and her mind's going. So she does it. And a lot of people see it and they try to talk to her, they'll touch her. And she's got this thing about being touched, like most people like that do. And she'll, "Wah!" And then people call the cops, and then the cops come and talk to her. And her big issue is you get to walk up there and be like, "Hey, Amy, how are you?" Give her a couple seconds. Sometimes it takes 25, 30 seconds. And she's staring at you. And all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, hi, how's it going?" Perfect. But you know what it's like with the police. "Hey, what are you doing? What's your name? Are you okay?" She can't process all that. And I found out back before I pulled that video was made, it's one of the reasons why I pulled it out, is that up at the bus station, up at subway station at Shepherd and Bayview, where she likes to, that's where she kind of lives. She lives in the subway station there in the area. When it gets too cold at night, she does come back to her room in the building and stuff like that. So she does have a place to stay. But the cops went up there one day because she was having an episode with herself and she was yelling at herself and this and that. But the cops put hands on her and she freaked out. And when she, kind of jerked away, oh, she's resisting, and they threw her to the ground and they fucked her up a little bit. And when I found that out, it pissed me off. It pissed me off an awful lot too. She's a harmless lady. Like, yeah, she's out there, she's dirty, but she's kind, she's nice, she's got nothing. And she'll see my daughter and she'll like, "Oh, here." She'll rummage through her stuff and pull something out that looks like a toy or that is a toy that she's actually found that she'll save for my daughter. "Oh, here, take it. And she'll always give my daughter a high five. And sometimes she asks, she goes, Can I hug? I'm like, "Yeah." If my daughter wants to hug her, I'm like, "Go ahead." Like, I'm not afraid of like, so she's a little dirty. My daughter can come home and have a bath. That shit doesn't bother me, you know. She's really kind, and it really bothered me that because of the way cops are, she got hurt and she was put back in the mental hospital, and it was a place she didn't need to be. Like she's got mental issues, but she's one of these people that's been in the system so long that the system can no longer help her. They put her on every medication. She's on medication. She doesn't want to take it. They can't force her to take it. They can only hold her for so long legally. So she's beyond the help of the system. So I do what I can for her. And that video is me coming up on the top, putting the camera on them, and them fucking off in a hurry. So I've done it a couple times on another panel where I've been doing my walk around, and I've gone up there, and sure enough, they're harassing. I pulled the camera out and started in on them, and sure enough, they're out of the way. They leave her alone. So it's stuff like that. It's not like that's why I want to be able to go live and get better at this whole YouTube thing. Because I want to walk around the downtown Toronto areas. I want to learn the bad areas. I'm not afraid of fucking people coming up and trying to rob me and beat me. Like, I'll fucking hold my own. And they, listen, man, if I get robbed, like I said before, I've been shot, I've been stabbed, I've been beaten and left in a ditch on the side of the road. Fucking, it took me 2.5+ hours to crawl my way back in the fucking Barrie. And I had no idea where I was. Like, I was left in a fucking wooded area off the side of the fucking highway somewhere. And
I've been there, trust me.
So, you know, it is what it is. But when I'm focused on something like protecting the kids from the online child predators, standing in front of that car and letting that guy run me over and hit me, that didn't go through my mind saying I shouldn't do that. I stood my ground and said, I'm going to do this. And if he does do it, I'm going to do whatever I can to fuck his life up. You know, I will do whatever I can for his people. Like I said, I've been shot. I've been, you know, I'm a loyal. I consider myself, you know, that dog that was put in a bag, that puppy that somebody puts in a bag, beats up, and throws in a ditch, and you happen to walk across it and you find it, and then it's loyal to you for the rest of its life, and no matter what happens, it's there. That's me. And as long as somebody, you know, gives me the respect, I'm like that. There's people I haven't talked to in 7 years that I just got contact with, and it's like we've been talking every day. I'm loyal. I will go to ground for people, especially my daughter, the future of her future, and the future of all kids. So I don't think about that stuff. So I want to be able to get down into the grime of the city and on the streets, walking around and just videotaping and recording. And I'll admit that I'm kind of taking the idea. I like the way this guy Eli does his shit, where he just walks around. If someone gives him a hard time, he just blasts it. But he's just out there talking to the people, to whoever wants to come in and say, hey, man.
The hardest part about going YouTube live is making sure that you have enough data. As long as you got at least 50 subscribers, you can go live. So
that's my issue too. Like, I am a single dad. For everyone out there that didn't hear, I'm a single dad. I don't make a lot of money. I don't have any money coming in. Actually, I know if we've been through this, all my fucking, they're making me jump through hoops for my ODSD and any type of money right now. But it is what it is, and I'm a survivor. I'll fight that, and I'll do what I can. But I will do it on the data that I have. So if I can go out there and I can only go out there for, say, 2 hours and a day, so that I don't run up my data, or 2 hours every couple days, and until I can build and build and build and get people coming in and get the support and be able to do this proper. I'm not, and you know, once I get settled and things come in, this is what I want to do. I want to make this my new life mission is to continue on and make it aware, because there's a lot going on in the States with this. There's not a lot going on here in Canada, and I am new to the game.
There's an old saying: Rome wasn't built in a day. So I know that building up the channel. It's going to take a bit. All you can do is keep doing, even if they're like 5-10 minute videos or that, and you only do 1 or 2 a week, even, you know, as long as you put them out there and let people know what's going on in your community, you know, pop up and do the odd panel so that we can pump out your information so that, you know, we can help you get some more subscribers and that. My channel, you know, I've been on YouTube under this name for over 2 years now, and I still haven't even hit 1,000 subscribers. But it's, you know, I'm not out there every day, and I can't afford to do panels every day. I go off the free StreamYards, and
well, that's my thing. If I this is what I want to learn. I'll do it all as best that I can. Like I said, I'm and people who understand military terms and this and that. I'm not a grunt, but I'm that soldier. I'm a thinker. No word of a lie. I'm not lying about this, guys. People will call bullshit. No word of a lie. If I could find all the pictures and shit. I did my infantry training. If anybody doesn't know what that is, there's a lot of Americans out there. But in Canada, I was in an infantry. So when you join the Canadian military or the reserve, there's set standards of training like everywhere. But so for the reserves, it's basic training. Basic training is basic training. You learn first aid. You learn how to operate your basic weapon, your personal weapon, your C7, your C9, and C6. You learn your marching drills, your ranks, your basic bullshit, right? You just to get you in, and it's basically your first test. You go away to either Petawawa. If you're in Ontario, you either go to Petawawa or you go to Owen Sound, which is Meaford. I went to Petawawa for mine, and it all depends too on how you test. It's not just where you're located. Now, because Petawawa is beside Quebec, that's where the Canadian Airborne, back in the day when I was in the military, they were the Airborne, which is the Canadian Special Forces. If you want to get simple terms for people. And the Canadian Airborne is an elite special force around the world. Now they are called the JDC or something like that. I can't remember. They were disbanded while I was with them and training with them. It was kind of crazy. It all had to do with some videos. Again, I understand why government doesn't like cameras around sometimes due to transparency, because the Canadian Airborne was disbanded due to somebody sneaking a video camera in and videotaping their hazing ritual, which was if you made it through training and all their training, you become an airborne trooper, which is an honor. If anybody's ever been in the military, whether Canadian military, British military, U.S. military, there are certain levels of special forces, and when you make it in there, it is an honor. And what they used to do for their hazing is what they called it in the news and all that. But as your right of honor to become a trooper, you had your wings, your first set of wings, pinned to your chest. And when I say pinned to your chest, I mean no shirt, pinned to the skin through your chest here. Right? And you stood there and you took it. That was part of the ritual, if you want to call it. And there was other things. People start drinking if you drank. Military people drink. You start drinking, and other things would happen. There'd be tasers going on, people getting tased, people getting pepper spray. And it was just a camaraderie. You go through this to prove that you're not going to back down, so that when you're in the thick of shit with that guy beside you, you know you can trust him. You know that he's got your back. Because if he isn't willing to participate and kind of, no, man, no, then when the bullets are flying, are you going to be able to say, hey, man, you got my back to this guy? And it's just a way of making it. And if you're not there and you've never lived it or been through it, and you see this video, oh my God, that's so brutal. And that's what happened. They got it. And all of a sudden, oh no, we can't have that. So the Canadian Airborne got a big dishonor. And it's on the record for the Canadian military. They were really badly dishonored because of those shit. So they were disbanded as the Canadian Airborne Unit. And for a while, they were homeless until they were repositioned and given a new focus. And I feel bad for anyone who's got to deal with that new focus. Because from what I understand, they took the best of the best of the airborne. And I've trained with a couple of these guys. They were my instructors. And some of these guys I would not fucking want to come across. But they took some of these guys that were the best of the best and took them and made a unit out of them to train and not fit special unit Canadian forces. And I'm not just in any American special forces or special forces around the world, but these guys were tough when I met them, and I hate to see anyone who's got to deal with them because every special force around the world does something different, and the stuff that the Canadian airborne used to do, a lot of other countries didn't do and wouldn't do, and people don't know that. So. But anyways, stay crafty, Cat. Thanks for stopping in. I've been rambling for a bit. My apologies. But I can't remember how that story started or where it got from. Like I said, I ramble. So.
Kind of a.
But I hope everybody enjoyed
it. No worries.
Let's see. Crafty Cat's here. Welcome. What's Truth has been here for a while. Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah. They've been around.
And everybody else that's out there.
Crafty Cat just showed up, but
yeah. Always good to see her. Good to see everybody.
Yes, always.
Again, this is to help. Let's help Ogre. Let's see if we can get him some more subs here so that he can at least get his community page. So, do you think we can do this by the new year, folks? Let's hope so. So go over to Big Red Ogre and tell him the Sidekickz sent you. And the guy he's got some good videos.
I appreciate all that. I think I just remember where that whole story started from. It was about that girl in the neighborhood just walking around and just trying to make. I said, I just want to go out and make things better and try my best.
Yeah.
With the abilities that I have left in me to do what I can do. That's what I was saying. I'm not the most technical guy. That's why I can go out there and get hit by a car. I can go out there and take a punch, go out there and video record. Honestly, man, if the cops jack me up and want to arrest me and throw me down, I can take that beating, man. I don't mind, Fucking, it's going to suck. It'll get in the way between the bullshit between me and my ex, and I definitely, but I'm not going to turn away from it because I'm too proud because my daughter knows that what I do and she understands and she gets it. She gets that it's about what's going on in society. And, if daddy goes to jail, she knows it's for a good cause. So it's the ex that I got to deal with. She'll use that shit against me. So. But I'll take that ride. I'm not worried about it. I have a feeling it's coming sooner or later because I've done a couple police stations. I've already been to trespass from the fucking Baby Village Mall and all that stuff to deal with still. And like I said, I know I keep reiterating that, but again, I'm an on the ground type of guy. I can do that type of stuff. When it comes to the paperwork, when it comes to the technical shit, that's my Achilles heel. I have trouble with that stuff. The government paperwork stuff, going in and filling out those complaint forms and all that stuff. I can do it if I have somebody helping me. And I'm just saying, to anybody out there, if you're out there willing, and I know you guys, Ashcan and Chad and all that, that's what this is for. I know you guys have already said you'd help. I appreciate that. And I am going to go down and do that ombudsman thing. It's just, like I said, it's getting organized right now, getting some shit together. I've been having issues personal life with getting money in the government, getting fucking money coming in. So But once that's under wraps, or better in my mind and under less stress, the plans are there. It's there. I've got it written down. It's one of the first times in my life I've ever sat down and wrote out a goal plan and a plan for something. And it started as this, trying to make everything better. It's got to.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this much, Ogre. You're now Big Red Ogre. You're now sitting at 324 subscribers.
So you said
So you did pick
24
up
or
a
44?
24.
That's cool, because I think I started today at like
324.
Okay, yeah. So that's awesome. Actually, I think today I started at either 316 or 318. And I was surprised to see that actually, because it all happened. I went from like 110, 125 to like three and change, 301 in like 4 or 5 days, and I'd only dropped I think it was one of my auditing videos. It was the Government of Canada videos and stuff. Just after I put those out, there was a big boost. So I appreciate everybody out there that caught those and watched them. And I do appreciate that guy, Bill Clooney, that's out there, who subbed to me. I don't know if he's comes to the chats and panels and stuff like that, but he has made comments on almost every one of my videos, and I can tell he watches it because, like I said, he slowed it down enough to notice that the tag in the window of the lady's car said TBSB on it. So when somebody's taking enough time, either that or he's a cop and he's trying to find something, information on me. Because I know the cop that got me or pushed me off the property at Davie Village Mall, I know he subbed to my channel because he pulled up watching me giving him shit in one of my videos. And he's like, "Oh, I'm watching you yell at me right now." I'm like, "Give it a thumbs up."
I kind of had that. Oh, what happened? Oh, I probably just got kicked off.
No, you're still on. You're still on, Ash.
No,
you're still going.
Yeah,
you're still here.
I see that. No, I meant on the other one. But shit, now I forgot what I was about to say. God, I hate that.
I don't know where you were going with what you were going to say, because you said you got kicked off, and that's last thing I heard out of you.
Yeah, I do apologize to you guys.
It's all right, brother.
Talk over or catch you guys. If I cut you guys off or this or that, like, there's a reason why I call not me. I was nicknamed an Ogre, dude. I ramble, I talk, I do smoke weed, and I actually, I'm probably going to catch heat for this because everybody out there has got an opinion, and everybody's feelings are important. They're like, how can he smoke weed if he's got no money coming in? I don't pay for it, people. The truth is, yeah, once in a while I might drop $20 here or there, but I've got good friends in my life that make sure that know I suffer from anxiety and this and that, and they make sure that I'm looked after with that stuff, so I don't have to pay for it. I'm not a drinker. I know there's a video out there of me going into the L studio. That was to prove a point that I was on the property where there was a government entity, and I was there to use that facility. So I went in and purchased one drink to have a receipt for evidential purposes that I was there using a government entity on that property, and that there was no legal reason to be trespassed because I was videotaping people that were trying to drive the wrong way, and I called them out on it. It was just a feelings thing, and I got caught in the feelings thing, and I had to pick my daughter up that day later on, and the cop said straight up, I said, if I don't leave, you're going to arrest me for trespassing. And he put a big smile on his face and he said, yes. And I knew he'd been waiting for that moment. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go do my shop. I went into the Loblaws. I purchased some things. I went down to the L Studio. I purchased what I had to, got my receipts, and I left. So you know, it is what it is on that one.
Yeah, it's
So I know that top there is subscribed to my channel, and I honestly, because I've gotten some really good helpful advice from some of my subscribers that have made comments. Some about the videos I make, like I said, I'm a tech idiot, so it's about me figuring out how to get them. I don't know how to send them through email because the videos are some of them are so big, I can't send them through my email. I don't know how to do it. It won't allow me. And I don't know how to do the whole OneCloud thing. I tried, and somehow I filled my entire OneCloud up with every bit of information or every picture and fucking video that I had on my fucking phone. So it's actually at its max capacity, and I don't know how to get rid of that. So again, that type of shit is the type of stupid shit that I do. I admit it's stupid. I'm a tech idiot. I make these mistakes and I can't figure out how to get out of it. I know there's people out there willing to help me, but I'm on my phone talking to you guys right now, so I can't actually go and do it. And if you were to verbally tell me, by the time we're done this conversation, I won't remember.
Yeah, I had to Nude Guru actually we went backstage offline and through StreamYard so that he could see everything that I was doing and he walked me through it. We spent like, I don't know, 8 hours going through my computer and fixing it.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Guru, if you're out there, much love to you, brother. That's fucking, it's dedication and love. That's support. And that's, I'm not begging. I'm just saying there's people like Ashkan and I out there that people like you that do stuff like that. You don't understand. The appreciation is much more there than we can ever show and do to show for that understanding of shit like that. Holy crap, that's awesome. Like, straight up, that's awesome.
Yeah, like I can't believe how good my computer actually. Like my computer runs great.
Oh,
now.
His Ash. I'll say definitely it is definitely running 10 times better.
Well, yeah, I noticed that he doesn't do the choppy.
Right?
He's in and out. Yeah. He's not choppy. His mic's not all anymore. He's not. I've noticed that over the last little while. But again, that's the pitfalls of,
Yeah, I
being like us.
I got a really good mic too, so.
See, I put it this way. My buddy makes fun of me all the time. My buddy upstairs, like, he tries to help me with the computer, but he's short on patience, like I was saying earlier. He's one of these guys that he's pushed through, okay, you do this, you got to click here, you got it. And I'm like, he's like, did you get it? I'm like, yeah, whatever. And, because I can't retain it. But and he makes fun of me for it. So I'm like, okay, let's go down and take apart that car. I said, we're going to take apart these 3 cars. We're going to use this frame, that car's engine, this car's transmission, this car's drive shaft, and we're going to build the car. And I'm like, yeah, so dude, I'm like, we're built differently. Think about it. I'm like, I said, let's go out in the bush right now. I said, I'll take my knife and an axe. You take a knife and an axe, and let's see who's going to survive for a week. Then it shuts them up for a bit. Like I'm built differently. I literally, my anxiety can sit in front of my computer to try and go through all this causes my anxiety to go up because I don't understand it. And my brain is not wired to understand it properly. So, anybody out there who has ever came in, like there's been a couple people in my building and stuff like that that helped me out and come in and done stuff. I appreciate it. Like I do, like, they don't understand how much I appreciate stuff for them. Like, it's just the way it is. I have always believed in us as a society using the best bets and the best things that we can do to help each other. So, if I'm good at, I've gone down into the parking lot, saw people, having issues with their car. I've gone down with some of my tools. Like, what's going on? Oh, my battery's gone. I don't know how to change it. I'm like, not a problem. Change the battery in their car for them. Help people put their snow tires and summer tires on and off on their cars in the parking lot. Oh, they're like, oh, why are you doing it? I'm like, you're my neighbor. I'm like, fuck, you look like you're struggling. It doesn't look like you understand cars. I do. Let me help. That's 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 my big belief in life. And like, fuck, money and all this stuff, and everyone's like, oh, I'll help you. I'll give you a scenario, and it pissed me off. And it was one of the few times my mom. Yeah, I think my mom. It was one of the few times in life that my mom actually understood me a lot better with all the way I scream and yell and I go off on people. My mom come down from Barrie to visit me and my daughter. She took us out for lunch to the McDonald's down the street. She'd been having a bit of issues with her vehicle. She told me on the way there that she's been having issues. I'm like, not a problem. So I went in, I ordered the food, came out, we sat in the car, we ate it. She tried to start her car, it wouldn't start. There was an issue. The battery died for some reason, whatever. But the issue that was going on with the car. It found out that it was the loose battery wire. The charging wire from the alternator to the battery had come loose and it wasn't charging the battery properly. Not a big issue. The battery died. So we're in the parking lot. And there's a couple cars around. And there's a guy that drives by, so I wave him down. I'm like, hey, man. I'm like, listen. I even said to him, I'm like, listen, my mom here, she's from out of town. Her car just died. Is there any way you can give us a boost if you have cable? Would that be possible? He's like, yeah, sure. Not a problem. He pulls up to the car. I got my mom's hood open. I open his hood up. He brings the cables out. And he hands the cables to me. As he hands the cables to me, he's like, oh, yeah, but I'm going to charge you $20 for it. And I looked at him. I'm like, excuse me? He's like, it's $20. And I'm like, dude, you better get your ass back in that fucking car right now before I wrap the fucking cable around your neck and attach it to this fuck. And I lost my shit. And I started kicking his fucking car. I actually, the hood prop that hood holds the hood open, I fucking sidekicked it fucking shit. Like right out of his fucking hood. His hood slammed shut. He got in his car and took off. There was a guy 3 cars down from us in a Jeep. It was him and his son. And his son was maybe 12 years old. And as I was walking towards their vehicle, the dad's like, yo, man, is everything okay? What happened? He goes, I saw the guy get out. And I said, you're not going to do this shit. And he's like, I kind of heard what happened. And I said, I asked her, I said, to this guy, I said, this lady, you know, she's from out of town. Her car's dead. She needs a boost. I asked this guy, he pulled up. I said, yeah, not a problem. And then before he handed me the cables, he said they cost me $20. He's like, you got to be joking. I'm like, no. He's like, not a problem. I got cables. He pulled up, boom, we boosted the car. He was like, you know, the difference between real people and people that honestly, in this society, people like that first guy, they need to be put on a fucking island so they only have to deal with themselves. People like themselves and see what happens. You know, like that other guy, he got his kid out, taught his kid, oh, this is how you boost the car. And I looked at him, I'm like, dude, that's awesome. My 7-year-old daughter's in here. I'm like, she just saw me kick some guy's car. I said, that's not a good example of a dad. I said, but I'm going to go and explain to her that what dad did is wrong. I said, but what that gentleman did is wrong as well. He should ask for money to offer help to somebody. Because, and I think I said this before, I teach my daughter every day. This is something I tell her every day. I say, if we can't learn something new, make somebody smile or help somebody when we leave our apartment, there's no sense leaving our apartment at all every day because we're not being helpful to society. We're not doing anything good for the betterment of society. I said, if we can't do 1 or 2 or even all 3 of those things every time we leave, then we should just stay home. And I told this guy that, and he got it. And he's like the same way. And sorry that I'm rambling again for anyone out there. That's just, to me, that's the way I live my life. And like, I'll go out of my way and help somebody, but I'll also go out of my way and choke the fuck out of somebody as well. You know, I'm on both sides of the coin with that. You know, I'll help anybody out. I'll do something, but if you're gonna be a douche like that first guy, I'll knock your teeth out for being fucking useless to society. You know. Hey, D. Johns, what's up? Thanks for coming by.
Oh, D. Johns, how are you?
Yes, welcome,
okay,
D. Johns.
For a second. I gotta move from the balcony to inside for a moment or two and reset. I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna find maybe a passion place to get something.
Okay. Okay.
So
You are
Joseph,
watching the Sidekick show with the Chad and Ash Shame Canadian. Please like, share, and subscribe.
yes.
As always, we
don't
are the
forget-
Sidekickz. Go ahead, Ash.
Don't forget to go over and sub to Big Red Ogre. See if we can't get him up there. He's at 324 right now.
I do love the name of you guys' show, the Sidekick Show. That is awesome. It really
Thanks.
is. And let's see, that is facing down. For anybody out there who's ever seen a panel with me before or anything, everybody say hello to Dexter.
Oh, Dexter.
If
right
anybody
on.
doesn't know who Dexter is, that is my cat. He's one of my two cats. He is 30 plus pounds. I have proven it before. I'm a big dude. I'm 6 foot, 200 and change, and I picked him up in my arms for comparison on panels so people can see. He is a big, solid cat. He's not big and like he's fat, but it's not flubbery all over the place fat. He's been a solid cat his entire life. But his name is Dexter. He's 14 years old, and he's unbelievably friendly.
He's a year older.
And that's the other one. That's Cheddar, which is a cool name. Came up with because my wife and I, at the time when we got them as kittens, were driving back from Wasaga Beach where we got them. I was watching the TV show Dexter at the time, so that's why I named the other one Dexter. We couldn't come up with a name for him, and my wife said he looked like marble cheese. She goes, let's call him mozzarella. And I'm like, yeah, that's too long. I'm like, and then she said cheddar. I'm like, that's perfect. I'm like, cheddar fits, and it fits. Sometimes names fit cats. Like when you get an unusual, his name's Cheddar, and he is crazy. He's a weird cat. He licks people like dogs. He chews on plastic. He's just a very odd cat. But anyways, that's me more rambling. I know I said I was going to go mute for a second, but you can't really put a muzzle on an ogre.
That's okay, man. No worries. No worries. We are fur baby friendly here.
Yes.
Hey, Ash.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So.
And any of you guys out there, if you can, don't forget that I am going out and I am spending Christmas with the homeless. If you can help, it would be greatly appreciated. Just get a hold of me at ashcanaudits@gmail.com if you can help out, or if you can through PayPal at paypal.me/ashamedcanadian. Any little bit is great right now. In the last week there, we had 3 people rushed to the hospital that almost froze to death on our streets already here. And the cold weather's just starting, so it's going to be a long winter, and they could really use our help. So even if you can, if you're in the St. John area, or if you can, have ways of sending something, let me know. Sleeping bags are always a big thing right now. Help people stay warm. Socks, gloves, toques, scarves, stuff like that. Toiletries, anything that that a person would need on a day-to-day basis, and especially to stay warm, would be greatly appreciated right now. Like I was saying earlier, it's probably going to be 150, maybe a little bit more to feed the homeless this year. I know it doesn't sound like much to you guys, but that's coming out of my pocket, and I don't have that much, so I don't know how I'm going to do it this year unless I get help from you guys. So please, especially this year with nothing being open, people, the homeless are forced to eat outside. They can't even sit down inside out of the weather for like 20 minutes to have a meal, for Christ's sake. Like, it's ridiculous. So, whatever you can would be greatly appreciated, folks. Yeah, there, Chad.
I'm here. Yes,
Oh.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. Yes. Everyone out there, please help Ashcan out with that. That's a very worthy cause, and it's a hard thing to do. Like, I've done what he's done. I've tried to. It's hard to help people like that because the resources are hard to get to, and it's hard to get it together to get to them as well. So, and it's fucking cold up here in Canada for anybody who doesn't know what it's like. So, it's tough. Like, not anybody homeless has it tough no matter where you are around the world, but when it gets to minus 40 and minus 30 and it's wet and it's cold and you can't get a break from the wind or something, it gets tough on the soul and it gets tough on the body and the mind. So sometimes
Chad,
a coffee is a coffee. Just giving somebody a coffee is enough to help them out and make them feel better. So
yes.
Could you drop my link for me? I'm having a hard time fucking pulling up any other thing right now.
I can work on that. Is here. Give me half a second.
D. Johns was asking for my link.
I just gotta wait on.
Maybe.
I just gotta wait on.
Maybe I can do it. Ooh. Oh.
I might have it faster.
There's my link. Oh, I'm in under you anyways.
That
sounds like a Chevy. Are you driving a Chevy?
What, Ashcan Link? Who, me?
No, I hear a truck in the background. Sounds like a Chevy truck running.
There's a fan running in the background at my place.
Maybe that's it.
And I'm muted, so until just now, so it wouldn't have been me. And I'm not on a balcony, so there's no highway noise. Sorry about all that to everybody out there. The highway noise can be a little brutal.
I don't know where he is. Well, apparently my fan's being annoying.
No, actually, D. Johns, my PayPal link is in the ticker there, actually. It's paypal.me/ashamedcanadian, all one word.
But your PayPal link is also on your channel, I do believe, if I remember correctly as well.
I'm putting it in right now.
Now,
so Ogre,
for everybody out there,
so
Ogre, I was just going to say, is there any more questions?
Watching and everything that you.
But it,
well, I don't know if there's any more questions out there for anybody from
Oh, something's happening.
But I'll ask one here. So, any advice from your experiences that you've had with dealing with law enforcement, or any from your videos? Because I noticed you have done some cops, mostly mostly is in the school area with the buses, but the ones I noticed. But is there any advice you give to anybody that's looking at picking up a camera and starting, or new activists, freedom fighters, auditors, cop watchers, whatever they prefer to call themselves?
Just always have your camera ready. That and let me think about that for a second. I don't know, because I just kind of jumped into it cold. It was just the way I did it, like it's something I've always had an understanding and a passion for. And then truthfully, I got onto YouTube and I come across the way I got into the community is I come across AFA and listening to him do his thing. I was, man, this guy's awesome. And just through that, watched some other videos, this and that. And then I found some Canadian. I started asking around. I was like, is there anyone in Canada does this? I couldn't find anything. I really couldn't. So I started asking around, and Epic showed up somewhere on one of the chats in the chat room somewhere. Epic showed up, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So I started going to his morning channels. And this and that. And through him, I met other channels, and then I started hanging out on another panel and this and that. And that's how I met most of you guys. And it really got me through watching the videos and listening to Epic and with his story and the bullshit he's going through. And I was like, wow, man. I'm like, we really don't have anyone. And then I met ET, Canadian Rights ET. If anyone doesn't know who that is, I call him Master ET because the guy is like a fucking Jedi master when it comes to our Canadian rights. Through him and
he was
Canadian.
He was definitely, but he went back to Dagobah.
Yeah, he's back into just hiding right now. But I get it. I've talked to him through email. I've been getting some advice with him and stuff. So he's still alive and he's around and he's doing his thing. So. But through that, I've met Canadian Rights Media, Canadian Rights Review, and all those guys out there, and didn't realize it was such a big presence out there doing it, and nothing around. And then NL as well, out in Newfoundland, and watching him, and he's trying to get started. And I can see how it's hard for him out there because Newfoundland's a small place. Once the cops around there know you, they know you. Word spreads pretty fast and stuff. So there was no one around, and I kept asking, no one in Toronto, no one in Toronto, no one in Toronto. And then Slowburn, I met Slowburner, and then him and I actually went down to a rally, one of the freedom rallies
we're
downtown.
Getting an epic raid. We're getting an epic raid.
Cool. It's funny, and I just mentioned his name. Yeah. So, like I said, I went down to that.
And you just mentioned Slowburner, and he shows up.
Yeah, I went down to that rally with Slow, and I brought Trouble with me, and it was a great time. Meeting Slow, and dude's phenomenal. He's an awesome guy, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And the spirit of everyone around got my mind going, and just got my conscience going. And like I said, I was in a fog for a long time, and it took me a while to wake up. It took me to wean myself off the pharmaceutical drugs that put me in that cloud. It took me a bit to get off of those, and then it still had to come out of my system a bit, and then get my mind back on track. But there was no one in this area doing it. And after being on the panel and with the other panel, I would go on and walking around and just doing the live walk arounds, talking to people. I realized that it's something that people were interested in, and I was big on, hey, I have no problems with sticking it to the cops. I really have no problems with sticking it to the cops and the government. They're screwing us. I'm going through it right now. So it's my way of giving back to community and giving back to whatever.
Slow burner.
My advice.
Hello, Slow Burner. Say something, please.
What's happening, guys? We're doing an epic raid here.
What's up, Slow? How are you, my friend?
Slow, are you
What's
there?
Up, Big Red? What's going on?
Not much. It's funny that I just mentioned Epic's channel. I was just talking about how I got into all this, and I why I'm doing the auditing or activism, whatever part of it. Like we've been trying to figure out a way to